So as we get started today, this video is divided into chapters. If you want to skip at any point, just look at the sliding bar underneath the plating window and you can see the chapters to skip ahead. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. All roads to Rome lead back here. So today is the edging for all of the different 14 motifs that we have. Decided to start this video off first because all roads lead back here. In the video descriptions of all of those motifs, they'll have the description and the video link for here, right and left handed. So without further ado, I'm going to explain the edging really quick and then I'm going to do a demonstration, and then this video will apply to all of them regardless of which style that it is. As the instructions say here, work all motifs around. Number 1 is on the right side facing up with whatever color you decided to use. So that's something that you have to consider. Each corner has 3 single crochets. So when you have a corner like this, what I realized is that in the corners when you have single crochets, and I'm a symbol guy, so when you have a single crochet like this, that's all in a corner. The first one is going to count as your beginning stitch. So when it says to evenly space 25 stitches across, it's including this stitch. So the corner is out on its own like this, and then this one here is included in that 25 stitches that are going down this way. So that's something that you have to consider when you're doing your even space. So when you put in your 3, just say I'm doing my 3 and then just say the first one that you started is number 1 and then number 2 and etc. So every time you're moving around. So you'll have to count on the first round, but in the second round you can just follow exactly what you decided to do. So we're going to start off and I'm going to show you the one motif, which is motif number 1, the pebble stitch motif, but they're all done the same way. You just have to equally space out your 25 single crochets between the corners. So what we just need to do is get started with the slip knot, and that'll get you started. And you can see that there's other motifs that we have. It's all done the same way. It's 2 rounds of these single crochets. So you can keep the same color, you can change the color, you can do whatever you want. So just coming in with the right side facing up, it's the texture that is facing up if there is texture, and you're just gonna come right into a corner and just pull things nice and tight. And I've got this already on the hook, so it's gonna slightly vary from the instructions. So it's on the hook, just pull through and you got 2 and pull through 2. That's a standing single crochet. It looks a lot nicer. So let's do our corner. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 is going in. I'm just covering up over top of that straggler. So you got 3 into the corner. Just pull things nice and tight. Now I told you that the first one here is going to be considered the 1 of 25 going down the edge. This one here is going to be 1 of 25 going across, and the one that's in the middle is the exact corner. So on the tops and the bottoms of yours, the count should work out. It's only on the side edge that you really got to be thinking about it, but just double count just to make sure. So working across, so I'm just gonna say I have 1 done, which I do, and just coming across, and you're gonna single crochet the next. So that's 2, 3, 2, 23 and 24, and look at that, it's in a corner. This is the 25th and this is a corner, so that's 1, and you're gonna put 2 more in there, 2 and 3. So the first one counts as the 1 and 25 that went in this direction. Now here when you're going down the side edge, you have to just be very careful. So what I would recommend is that you need to get 12 stitches in by the time it's around the halfway point. So we already have considered 1, so moving down the side, so going 2, just equally space it, and 3, 4, 5 and 12. And you're going to notice something here. So I've got 12 in here, but I'm beyond the halfway point. So what I'm gonna want to do is that I'm gonna want to subtract out and go back and just kind of just densen this up a little bit, so move them closer together. So about halfway we're gonna get 12. So you're just gonna pull out again. So just pull out just a few and just make it more tighter. So count again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just go closer. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, and then just kind of hold it up and see if it's around the halfway mark. So there's 12. And it's about the halfway mark, so I'm good with that. I'm just gonna clean up that stitch. I just grabbed an extra ply. Sometimes leaving in these kind of like oopsie daisies is actually really helpful for you to know that not everybody's perfect. So there's 12s. So now I have to get to 25, so I'm gonna continue to count from here. So I'm gonna go 13, 14, 24, and the edge here is 25, and that will be your new corner. So there's 25 and do your corner. So you gotta put 3 into that same one, and then the first one of the grouping of 3 when you turn is going to be the next 25. So that's all you're gonna do all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of the round in just a few moments. You'll get used to it, but just kind of watch the edging and as you're putting it in. So I'm coming up all the way around, and I want to slip stitch to where I am. Okay, so slip stitch to the first. And what I'm gonna recommend to you, it doesn't say to do this, but slip stitch to the next one, which is the middle one of the corner, and that gives you a nice firm starting point to start. And I realized I had made a mistake in a few of the samples that I had already made. So let's begin to look at that next. I realized that when I did this I should have went in the back loops only, so I did not do this. So this is what it will look like if you use a regular stitch, but I am going to demonstrate it with the back loop. Honestly, just do what you think is best for you. Let's begin second round. So in the second round is the last round, so just concentrate on the middle one of the corners. So you're already in the middle here. So chain up 1, and using the back loops only, just put 3 single crochets in the corner spots. And then just move on. So just continue to do the back loop single crochet. This gives a nice definition. I'm not even sure how I missed that when I was doing the sample work. So just do that, and then I'm looking for the middle one of the grouping of 3, which is right here, and you'll put 3 single crochets again in the back loop, and you'll do that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of this round in just a moment. So I'm back all the way around. I've not connected yet. I want to show you something. So I'm gonna trim my yarn first, and I'm gonna pull this up through here. When I do these kind of ideas, what happens is that when I go to slip stitch, it always has a bump on the outside. It bugs me. But you can get away with not having a bump by just ending and pulling out early and pulling it through a tapestry needle. So what you want to do is that you want to come to your very first stitch, which is right here, and come across. So what you're doing is an invisible join. So you're just coming through, and you're gonna pull through, and this is going to pull that stitch in. Here, do you see how it's coming out of this stitch here? I want to go in down through there, that same stitch, and I want to pull it. And what this is doing is it's pulling it all together, so it looks like it's actually part of it and done. Okay, just pull it nice and tight, and then turn it over to the back side, and using your tapestry needle you want to secure it into the stitch work. So stay on the bad side or the wrong side of the work. Don't you dare go to, don't put that needle through so that you can see it on the other side. Don't you dare do that, because you'll wreck your look. Because if you want to bump, then you'll do that. Okay, so back and forth total 3 times, and then that's it. So every time you have a motif like this with this particular stitch along, you want to do this particular item, and then therefore you can safely cut it. Any loose ends that you have that have already not been secured, make sure you secure them. These were already secured, so I was able to cut those, but again using your tapestry needle and just do that. If this is not sitting flat, what I would recommend is just wet block it. So just damp it, lay it dry. If you want to put it to a foam board to pin it down to get it to go, but you can see it's pretty good on its own, and these seem to be sitting on their own without much help. So it looks like I'm gonna have to change these out to doing the back loops, but this is how it's going to work today.